Hey guys, welcome to your Fresh Start Yoga Flow. Today we'll begin in a child's pose with your big toes touching, knees to the edge of the mat, and arms lengthened out long. On an exhale, bring your chest and head to lower down onto the mat, and let's begin to settle here. Allowing the eyes to gently close if this feels right for you. And taking in a long and deep inhale through your nose. And with a sigh, exhaling the breath and letting it all go. Taking the time here to connect with the breath and the body. Softening your shoulders, the muscles in your face, your brows, unclenching the jaw. And while we're here, maybe visualizing what a perfect day would look like to you. As every day in your life is a fresh start to create a day that you love, whatever that looks like for you. A few more breaths here. And then on your last breath, bringing your left arm under your chest and across your body, over to the other side, coming into a shoulder and side body stretch. Holding here to release tension. And then on your last breath, bringing your arm back to center and switching sides. Bringing your other arm across your chest and over to the other side. Take one more breath here. And then on your last breath, walking your hands up an inch and pushing into your palms, lifting your hips up towards the sky, coming into a downward dog. Pushing the heels down onto the mat to feel a beautiful stretch down the back of your legs. Stay here for a breath. And then lifting from your heels, coming up high on your toes, holding here, and then lowering down onto the mat. Repeating this motion a few times, stretching out the toes and the ankles. One more breath here. And then on an exhale, bring your right leg up, bending through the knee, coming into a three-legged dog. Hold here before we circle the leg up and around to the front of your mat. Bending through the right knee and allowing the left leg to straighten and your left foot on a 45-degree angle. Arms are reaching up towards the sky, coming into a warrior one. Chest and hips are facing the front of your mat as we hold here to stretch and strengthen through the legs and lengthen the body long. One more breath here. And on an exhale, straighten the right leg and bring your hands to your hips. Take an inhale here before we exhale and bend through the hips, allowing the upper body to fold over the right leg. You may place your hands by your foot or on your calf, wherever feels comfortable for you. And then on an exhale, slowly bring your upper body back up Bend through the right leg and bring your arms into a T position, coming into a warrior two. One more breath here. And then flip the right palm up to face towards the sky and windmill your right arm up overhead, placing your left hand onto your leg, coming into a peaceful warrior. Hold here for 2 breaths as we open up through the side body. And then on your last breath, bring your hands back into a T position. Lower your right hand outside your right foot. Lengthen your left leg long and bring your left arm up towards the sky. Gaze is looking up towards your left hand. Take one more breath here. And then on an exhale, bring both your hands down onto the mat. Push your right leg back to meet your left leg, coming into a plank. Core is lifted up towards your spine. And then on an exhale, bend through the elbows, lowering the body gently down onto the mat, and then pushing into your hands, lifting your chest up and shining your heart forward. Gaze is up towards the sky, coming into an upward facing dog. Staying here for 2 breaths as we open up through the chest, lengthen the arms long, and stretch through the lower back and spine. And then on an exhale, come into a tabletop position with your hands underneath your shoulders, and let's begin some cat-cows. Inhaling to arch the back, and then exhaling to round the back. Continuing with this motion, creating waves within the spine to open up and release through the back, allowing more space and mobility to move freely. Take 2 more breaths here. And then on an exhale, walk your hands forward and bring your right leg across your body, coming into a pigeon. Left leg is lengthened long and gaze is forward. Holding here to stretch through the hips and the thighs. One more breath here. And then on an exhale, bringing your left leg back to meet your right leg and lengthening the arms long, coming into a happy puppy pose. With every exhale, softening the body into this pose to lengthen through the spine and stretch through the hips. One more breath here. And then on an exhale, push into your wrists and lift the body upwards and lift through the chest. Bring your left leg across your body and your right leg long, coming into a pigeon on the other side. Holding here for 2 more breaths. And then on an exhale, placing the left leg behind you and bringing your big toes to touch. Place your knees to the edge of the mat and lengthen the arms long, coming into a child's pose. Holding here, and as we find stillness here, just noticing how you feel. On your last breath, walking your hands back towards your hips, placing the soles of your feet onto the mat with your toes to the edge of the mat, your palms in prayer position, and your elbows pushing against your knees, coming into a yogi squat. Spine is long, shoulders are rolled down and back, and gaze is forward. Take 2 more breaths here as we stretch through the inner thighs and the hips. And then on an exhale, bring your hands down towards your mat and straighten through your legs, coming into a forward fold. On an exhale, bring your hands to your knees, coming into a halfway lift with a straight back, and then exhaling to fold. Walk your hands out to the top of your mat and bring your forearms down towards the mat, coming into a dolphin. Holding here as we increase the circulation in our body, allowing those feel-good endorphins to travel through. And then on an exhale, pushing into your palms and coming into a downward dog. Holding here for a breath before we lift through the left leg, bending at the knee, coming into a 3-legged dog. And then on an exhale, straightening through the knee and rounding the leg towards the top of the mat, bending through the left leg and keeping the right leg straight with your right foot on a 45-degree angle and your arms reaching up towards the sky, coming into a warrior 1. Gaze is forward. Take 1 more breath here and then circle the arms down towards your hips, straighten through the left leg. On an exhale, bend through the hips and lower the upper body down towards your left leg. Hands can be placed next to your foot or on your calf, wherever you feel comfortable. Take 2 more breaths here. And then on an exhale, bringing the chest up and your arms in a T shape. Gaze is looking over the left hand and holding here. On your last breath, flip your left palm to face towards the sky and windmill your left arm up overhead, bringing your right hand onto your right leg. Take 1 more breath in your peaceful warrior. And then on an exhale, circle your left arm back over and bring your left hand outside of your left foot, keeping the right leg straight and your right arm facing up towards the sky. Hold here for 2 breaths. And then on an exhale, lower both hands down onto the mat, pushing your left leg back to meet your right leg. And then bend through the elbows, lowering the body down onto the mat, and then gently lifting the chest up, shining your heart towards the front of the mat, and gaze is looking up towards the sky, coming into an upward facing dog. Hold here for a breath before we bring the big toes to touch, the knees to the edge of the mat, and hips towards the heels. Lengthening the arms long and coming into a child's pose. Ending the practice here and just noticing how you feel. Taking the time here to thanking yourself for showing up to fill up your cup, and the amazing and wonderful day ahead you can have. Thank you so much for joining me on the mat today. I hope your day is filled with everything you want and more. Namaste.